Okay, I'm here at the CoKreeate booth with Andy here, and Andy is what exactly is it that you guys do, and what is it that you guys sell actually?
We're actually a 3D printing service company. We actually scan as well. So our foundation, our business is based on 3D figurines, action figures. We scan people from head to toe and create them into little lifelike figurines. Not only do we do that, but we also do photo extrusions. Take any image and pull it out. As you can see here.
Gotcha. And now, is this software, is this for industrial use, or is this a typical consumer product that I could perhaps buy at Walmart and start 3D printing on my own?
This is actually industrialized printing, so you can't just go to any Walmart or any Staples or anything and just buy it.
Okay.
The printers that you can buy are the ones that actually use ABS and PLA, the plastic machines.
Okay.
Those are basically like household consumer-based printers.
Gotcha.
The one that we use is industrial, so that's the one that actually prints in color, as you saw with the little figurines.
Gotcha.
So.
And is that a different material than the typical plastic, or?
Yes, it's actually a gypsum powder, so it's sandstone. It's full color sandstone. We don't hand paint any of our figurines. They print in color.
They print in color. That's a good point to make, because I guess typically the consumer printer right now is printing black and white, right?
Exactly,
regular plastic and no ink. You actually have to
hand paint.
You have to hand paint it. Okay.
Yeah, with the two printers that we actually currently have, the household printers, you can see the lining, basically the layers going up and up and up and up.
Pretty good conversation a couple minutes ago. You had stated that 3D printing had actually been around since the 80s, 1980.
Yes.
That is very interesting to me, as I've only heard about it for the last year and a half, and I had a couple questions as to obviously the potential of it is huge.
Of course.
Obviously the abilities that you can do for it, the personalization that you can do for your figurines. Why has it just started to kick off now if it's been around since the 80s?
The printer cost is super expensive, very expensive. I'm talking about thousands to hundreds of thousands. The material cost is not something that any average household consumer can just purchase. Just recently, the boom of 3D printing has dropped down the cost a lot. So that allows people to just basically use a service now, utilize the service. So a lot of, industrialized, commercialized, companies are using these. That's the reason why consumer-based people like us haven't heard of it.
Gotcha.
They're the only ones that can actually afford something like this,
Gotcha. And are you trying to bring it, it seems like I can send you guys in an image that I want created, and I'm sure in a week or so it's created and sent to me, or it sounds like that's the type of niche that you guys are. What kind of niche does 3D printing have on a consumer base? Where do you see it in the next 5 to 10 years, and do you see the typical consumer having a 3D printer in their house where they can print things, right when they want to?
I do see it in every household, just because the cost has been driven down so much within the past year. You see printers that are basically like $300-400 now. But I do see that a lot of stores are going to start popping up left and right, almost like a Kinko's. You see Kinko's. Everybody has a printer, but people still utilize Kinko's.
Yep.
Because it's just so much easier just to go to somebody else to use their service.
Gotcha. And then my last question is, where do you see this taking the rest of the consumer world, when you can print out pretty much anything you want, a Superman figurine, a Wolverine figurine, anything that you have emotional stake with. If you print it out on your own, you're not going to the comic store, you're not buying a statue, you're not going to other retailers who are having it made, or you're not going to a handmade sculptor who hand paints anything. So what kind of effect do you think overall it's going to have on just the comic book world and your ability to buy these figurines, or make them right at your home instead of going to a Comic-Con and buying it?
Yeah, okay. Well, first of all, if you're a true, fan of basically, let's say, Marvel or DC, you're going to want their officially licensed product. You're not gonna want to go ahead and make your own, because that's just just a hobbyist type of thing.
I gotcha.
The reason why we do these figurines, because look at all these cosplayers out there. They dedicate so many hours just to create their costume. Why would you not want a miniature figurine of you?
That's a great point. The personalization is skyrocketing, and that's awesome, and that makes a lot of sense to where they're going to have a personal stake in the figurine that they make.
Exactly.
And then just one last thing, we want to talk about the integration of virtual reality and augmented reality. Oculus Rift, big story. Facebook bought it for $2 million or $2 billion. $2 billion. Excuse me. And then the Project Morpheus. My personal belief is that a lot of the niche market is going to be within video games, being able to print out your own weapons in this virtual reality that you're creating with your video game system. Is that something you think that that will further the gameplay in a lot of video games? And
I do.
You think it's
Oh
gonna?
yeah. Yeah. It's coming out big right now. Augmented reality is just blowing up.
It's blowing up.
It's almost like 3D printing too. You know, eventually they're gonna get into gaming systems. You can already kind of see it. You know?
Yeah, you can definitely see it.
It's actually on the road path now. It's no longer just an idea.
Exactly. It's no longer 10 years. It's going to happen. It's happening in the next
right now,
next couple years. Well, thank you, Andy, for talking to
Thank
us.
you, Xavier.
Thank you for answering our questions.
Thank you.
This is Nerdcore Unlimited. We're at CoKreeate, and this is 3D printing. It's going to be in your house in the next couple years.
Thank you.